This is CBC Here and Now.
And we still don't have our new fire truck, and we don't have no money to get the new fire truck.
The RCMP probes the books at the local service district in Bunyan's Cove after $25,000 vanish. It's money that was supposed to buy a new fire truck.
His company failed to disclose to the provincial government of Newfoundland and Labrador certain events, certain information that they had.
The president of the company behind the massive salmon die-off on the south coast is coming to St. John's for a meeting. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain. We start tonight with a story about big problems in a small town. The Mounties are probing the finances at the local service district in Bunyan's Cove. Police received a complaint in September just after a new district committee was formed, and now some members are raising questions about thousands of dollars in past spending. Here Now's Garrett Barry has this CBC investigation.
Fire trucks are very important in rural parts of the province, especially in small towns. This is the fire truck in Bunyan's Cove, a Ford 750 that's 48 years old.
The inside of this is a tank in there that holds water, and it leaks.
Its replacement is just down the highway, parked on a lot in Clarenville. But it hasn't made it here due to a financial situation that's been brought to the attention of the province and the RCMP.
We had a public meeting when we found out the money was missing, and we had grown men and women here, like with tears in their eyes.
A new committee was formed in September. They got access to the bank records soon after and immediately went to police. Perry says they discovered thousands of dollars that appear to have gone missing. The province sent $248,000 to Bunyan's Cove for the new fire truck, but now there's only $223,000 in the account. That's about $25,000 unaccounted for.
And we still don't have our new fire truck, and we don't have no money to get the new fire truck.
CBC News has obtained financial documents relating to the local service district. The records show photocopies of 12 checks made out to Stephanie Chapman, a former committee member. They were either written to her directly or to businesses linked to her, totaling nearly $100,000. The biggest check was $32,000, written in July 2018. 2 months ago, Chapman wrote a check back to the local service district for $100,000. And it was deposited on the very last day she was a member of the committee. Chapman didn't respond to repeated requests for comment about those checks and about her time on the local service district. The committee here in Bunyan's Cove is responsible for water, for fire protection, and for a garbage pickup. Money is coming in as residents pay their yearly bills, but with the finances the way they are, members on the committee say they're not sure whether they can afford to pay the back bills that may have been piling up. While some members of the committee are talking, others aren't. There's a split on the new local service district over whether anyone should say anything while the police investigation is underway. And for now, the community is still relying on this 48-year-old fire truck to protect their homes. Garrett Barry, CBC News, Bunyan's Cove.
The House of Assembly was back today, and the first step was to elect a new speaker. Perry Trimper wanted his old job back, but he didn't get it.
I declare Mr. Scott Reid, member for the District of St. George's Humber, elected as Speaker for the remainder of the 49th General Assembly.
Now, with a new speaker, the House can get down to business, and many of the questions today centered around the 2.6 million dead salmon, and the Tory, or the opposition, I should say, the Tory opposition, they want the minister to be turfed. Here Now's Peter Cowan is live with the details tonight in our newsroom. So Peter, what were the major concerns from the opposition?
Anthony, one of the big concerns was how long it took for the public to find out about the more than 2 million salmon that died, and the fact that the news came from the Fisheries Union, not from the government itself. Now, the government says they fixed that problem. Companies are now required to report this information within 24 hours of it happening. But the PC critic Kevin Parsons says the fact that it took the minister 6 weeks to actually visit the area and talk to local people about the impact that this is having shows that he doesn't deserve to be in his position.
Every time I think he comes out, people are more confused than they were when he started. And I think this industry is important to our province, and we need good leadership. And Minister Byrne has definitely not given good leadership in this.
Now, don't expect Byrne to go anywhere. In fact, he's got a meeting later this week with the president of Maui. This is the big international company that owns Northern Harvest Sea Farms, which is the aquaculture operation where we had these salmon die-offs. This meeting was one of the demands that he put out when he suspended a number of the company's licenses. So they're going to sit down and talk this week, and the Premier insisted today that he has full confidence in his minister.
If I didn't have confidence in this minister, he wouldn't be there, Mr. Speaker. It's been a difficult time for the people on the south coast of this province, Mr. Speaker, but we are going to continue to grow the aquaculture industry in this province, Mr. Speaker, and this minister will be part of that leadership that will do that, Mr. Speaker. He is there, Mr. Speaker, with my confidence.
So what does the company have to do in order to get its licenses back? Well, today the fisheries minister said they are still doing an investigation, and until they have the full results of that, they won't know exactly what conditions will be put on the company. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Peter Cowan for Here and Now.
Staying with politics and a Here and Now exclusive, this empty chair in the House of Assembly belongs to Andrew Parsons, and he was the most experienced House leader in the legislature before stepping down behind the scenes. After Here and Now reported Parsons' resignation last Tuesday, Premier Dwight Ball took to Twitter to thank him, saying his former House leader wants to spend more time with his family. And yet, Andrew Parsons is hanging on to the demanding and busy role of Minister of Justice and Public Safety. So, how does a Liberal government in a minority situation lose its veteran procedure pro at such a delicate time? It all started inside something called the Public Accounts Committee on Thursday, October the 17th. The PAC has 7 members, the Liberals, Perry Trimper, Pam Parsons, and Sarah Studley, and Derek Bennett. But forget about Bennett, he was out of the province. And that matters because the 3 opposition members, PC's Kevin Parsons, Tony Wakeham, and NDP Jim Dinn, well, they were equal in number, 3 on both sides. The opposition introduced a motion to call on the Auditor General to investigate the complicated issue of wetland capping at Muskrat Falls. And we know that everybody, all 6 of them, voted in favor of the investigation because Chess Crosby gloated about the unanimous vote the very next day, the 18th. 4 days later, Andrew Parsons resigned. And a week later, that info was leaked to Here and Now. The Auditor General will investigate Parsons' actions because he was Minister of the Environment when the wetland capping controversy happened. And CBC News has learned that Perry Trimper took the persuasive lead in the discussion. Now remember, Trimper resigned from Cabinet in disgrace after making racially charged comments in an accidental voicemail. As a Labrador MHA, investigating the Muskrat Falls mishap would play well in his district, especially with the Indigenous community that he offended. And CBC News has also learned that Sarah Studley, the rookie Liberal MHA, she was against this investigation. She wanted to vote against it, but Trimper leaned on her to change her mind because the optics of a 3-3 tie would look bad. Well, normally, a committee with more government members can control what gets passed and what doesn't, but not this time. So, Andrew Parsons is stepping down as House Leader to spend more time with his family, but the decision also comes right after he was blindsided by an Auditor General investigation that he wasn't expecting. An investigation into what happened to $30 million earmarked for wetland capping on his watch when he was Environment Minister. Not the kind of investigation a potential leadership candidate is likely to welcome.
Of today, effective today, I am no longer leader of the Green Party of Canada, and the new acting leader is Joanne Roberts.
Well, in national news, Elizabeth May is stepping down as federal Green Party leader. May says she will remain a member of Parliament and will be the party's parliamentary caucus leader. She has led the Greens since 2006 and became the first and only federally elected Green MP in 2011. After years as the sole Green MP, she saw her party grow to 3 members in the Commons in the last month's election. May says a Green Party leadership convention is going to happen next October on Prince Edward Island.
Tonight on Here and Now, behind the scenes with Shanny Ganuk as the band turns 25.
I always dreamed of being that, the musician up on stage in front of the George Street crowd or anywhere around the world. And we've made it happen.
A lot of times when bands get older, they get lazier, but we're getting tighter. So we still think we're going that way.
Shanny Ganuk, 25 and still alive. That's coming up on Here and Now.
Stay tuned for that item. In other news, the province is making it easier for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians to get transition-related surgery. Until today, anyone looking to get gender transition-related surgery in Newfoundland and Labrador had to go to Ontario for an assessment to determine if they were eligible. But now, those assessments can be done here. Health Minister John Haggie says the change will reduce wait times. Transgender activists and health officials also expect it will save lives. That's because there's a high suicide rate in people waiting for transition-related surgery.
Well, for people like myself who are transgender, it means that there's one less barrier for us to receive the appropriate health care that we need. And that's really, really important. And so we have what we need to get assessed here without having to go away. And so I'm really, really encouraged by the announcement today, the actions of this government, and I feel really good. It's really saving lives.
A police officer in St. John's has been charged with impaired driving and refusing the breathalyzer. Royal Newfoundland Constabulary spokesman James Cadigan says it happened on Friday. He said the force has not made any decisions about the officer's status of employment. Cadigan said more details would be available later in the week. The arrest happened one day after the RNC confirmed another officer is facing charges. On Thursday, police said one of their own was accused of assault and causing a disturbance. The officer in that case has been placed on administrative duties. Well, a massive pile of roadside dead rabbits has many people asking just what happened.
We came down here, I took some new pictures and showed Facebook.
The gruesome find was made by Jason Parsons and a friend late last week, just steps away from the Gould's bypass road. He then posted it to Facebook to try to get some answers. Parsons says he made the right calls to the Department of Wildlife to get them to come and clean it up. And he wants answers as to why someone would dump a pile of dead rabbits here.
A friend of mine had told me about it, and he had brought me here to show me.
What do you think about when you saw this pile of dead rabbits?
Very wasteful, very disgusting, and I really would like to know how it happened.
Now, since the discovery, the president of the province's Federation of Anglers and Hunters went to the area. Joseph Pennell says he picked up 74 dead hares, but he believes animals may have taken some of the other rabbits away before he got there. Meanwhile, the Department of Wildlife is advising people to report incidents like this, but not to move dead animals. It says disturbing the scene can jeopardize the investigation. Well, there's now gas in Nain. You might recall the town ran out of fuel late last week. A tanker owned by the Woodward's group of companies made it to Nain over the weekend to refill these tanks at the tank farm. But while making that trip to Nain, the tanker bypassed the community of Hopedale, and that town has also run out of gas. Woodward says its vessel should arrive in Hopedale early tomorrow morning to fill up the tanks. Well, hello there.
Hello.
Where'd you come from?
I just appeared.
Good to see you.
Filling in for Ashley tonight.
A lovely, heartwarming story from the west coast of Newfoundland. It's attracting a fair bit of attention. You must have seen this story on social media. Oh, you are going to love this. So check this out.
I saw this one.
Jason Foster in Cornerbrook put this post on Twitter last evening saying his heart was broken because nobody showed up to his son's 11th birthday party. Can
what
you
a
imagine?
sin.
Isn't that terrible? Well, that post has gone viral with greetings coming from everywhere, including Toronto Maple Leaf star Mitch Marner and John Tavares, who hinted at a plan to get Cade to an NHL game. And this world champion is offering to meet him when the Houston Astros are in Toronto. Then you got Luke Skywalker himself also reacting, along with lots of other famous names. It's incredible, actually. By this afternoon, his post had received close to 50,000 responses.
Wow.
Now, as for Cade and the family, they aren't doing interviews right now, probably overwhelmed with this incredible reaction that they're getting.
Oh, lots of love for him.
Yeah.
Nice consolation. I'm sure he's delighted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching on the weekend. I was going, how is it possible? Was the weather so bad? No one showed up. And then I realized, okay, so now everyone is sort of realizing, hey, make this kid's day.
Yay.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Welcome back to the program. First, we start with breaking news.
Temperatures are dropping into the minus single digits.
Time now to check in with our Carolyn Stokes.
It is just packed with people.
The company says it's picking up salmon.
Looks like an absolutely gorgeous afternoon.
Welcome back. A group of dedicated cyclists took to the streets of St. John's yesterday in a very interesting and unique food drive. It's called the Avalon Alley Cat Charity Ride, in which a few brave bikers, you know what the weather was like, they battled that pouring rain yesterday afternoon to pedal for a good cause. So the groups hit up multiple grocery stores around the city, gathering supplies from a list that is going to be donated to the Food Sharing Association.
My big idea was just to sort of get people out and maybe have them think about, you know, what networks they can take to get different places. So we have a few different checkpoints that are the grocery stores where people will get their food. And, you know, I wanted people to kind of think about the different ways that they can use to get there. Not main thoroughfares, little different side roads. Maybe take out your cell phone once in a while and think, okay, you know, which right, which left, and that kind of a thing. And get used to moving around here in St. John's. And the weather really worked out. I'm really pleased with this. This is perfect.
The cyclists' optimistic bunch.
Yeah,
right?
Quite a different story today.
Yeah,
Today was gorgeous in St. John's.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Have you gotten used to the hour yet?
Not
Takes a while.
yet. It gets so dark so early now, right?
Yeah.
But it was nice this morning waking up.
Can you help me change the clock in the car? It's like I need a degree or something to do it. Sort of. I got in the car. Oh no, I'm late. You know, the time's wrong. But anyhow.
Yeah. I fixed mine right away this morning. I was just like, get it done. Don't want to freak myself out by thinking that the time is off later.
So today's gorgeous. Is there more of this? Or?
Yes, actually, tomorrow, if you're on the island at least, it's looking like a very similar day to what we saw today, which is great. But then things are going to be changing. So let's have a look at the highs today. You can see on the island, temperatures ranging between 6 degrees in St. Anthony and 10 degrees in St. Lawrence. Much cooler in Labrador with temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. Tonight we're looking at a chance of some flurries and some showers for the west coast, Corner Brook up through St. Anthony, as well as some flurry action in Labrador. Happy Valley Goose Bay could see a few flurries, but the rest of the island looking nice and clear overnight tonight. 3 degrees as the overnight low in St. John's. A bit of cloud cover in Marystown. Chance of a light shower overnight there. And in Corner Brook, St. Anthony, looking at that mix of showers and flurries tonight. So for Labrador, those are the few showers that could come through. Overnight low of -8 and wind fairly strong along the north coast, a westerly 30 gusting to 60. So tomorrow, as I was saying, if you're on the island, things are looking pretty good. A bit of cloud cover on the west coast and in Labrador, some flurries pushing through the west, making its way east throughout the day. So if you're along the Labrador coast, things should be nice for most of the day, and then the flurries moving in a little bit later on. So temperatures on the island looking really nice, 9 degrees for the east and lots of sunshine to enjoy. And you can see the wind fairly light tomorrow as well. So going to be a really nice, crisp, clear fall day. And similar story for central areas, 8 degrees as the high there. And as we move to the west, a little bit more cloud cover. The wind picks up a little bit more, southwesterly 20 gusting to 40, but still overall looking at a really nice day in the west. Similar story for the Straits. St. Anthony getting up to a high of 6 degrees, 2 degrees in Cartwright, and as I mentioned, could see a few flurries later on in the day. So as for amounts, tomorrow not looking too bad. Labrador City could see about 2 centimeters of snow. That's where the heaviest snow should fall, and Happy Valley Goose Bay could see some flurries there as well. Could see some showers mixed in there, and Nain and Makovic looking at those flurries later on in the afternoon. So then we get into this situation Wednesday into Thursday, another system pushing through, going to bring lots of rain to the island, so it's going to get quite messy. And then as we get into Thursday, we're looking at a snow squall set up for the west coast. So I'll get into all those details a little bit later.
Behind the scenes with Shanny Canuck as the band turns 25.
I always dreamed of being that, the musician up on stage in front of the George Street crowd or anywhere around the world. And we've made it happen.
A lot of times when bands get older, they get lazier, but we're getting tighter. So we still think we're going that way.
Shanny Canuck, 25 and still alive.
Welcome back to Here and Now. 25 years ago, musicians Chris Andrews and Mark Hiscock played their first show together by accident. And that unlikely pairing gave birth to one of this province's most popular bands, Shanny Canuck. Well, this week, the band is celebrating its silver anniversary with concerts in St. John's as well as Clarenville. And just because the guys are getting a little older doesn't mean they're ready to retire or even do a greatest hits album. Here and Now, Zach Gowdy went behind the scenes with the band, and he has this feature report for you.
When I started playing the accordion, it was something that I always asked myself, is this where I would be where I am now? And it is. I always dreamed of being that, the musician up on stage in front of the George Street crowd, or, in front of somebody anywhere around the world. And we've made it happen.
To be able to depend on each other and have all these years in and have a living and give people jobs and travel the world playing Newfoundland music. All right, it's fun. It's still fun.
There's times when you think, geez, how did we manage to get this far? And then there's other times you go and you look out when you're playing in front of the crowd like tonight, you go, yeah, this is the reason we've done it. We do it for the fans.
We started with some money your mom and dad lent us, and my dad gave us a lot of credit.
Yeah.
And that was 25 years ago.
Geez, I gotta pay them back. Since I've been away, I gotta say, this isn't really working for me. We're in Logie Bay, down at Chris Andrews' house. We're starting a new album, new CD. We come in with a bunch of songs, probably about 20, 30 songs, and we whittle that down to about 12 or 13. Then we're in pre-production, so we're putting arrangements to songs, and then Ian's gonna come in with bring his studio in here, and then we're gonna knock it off. We were rocking on water, feeling fancy and free.
I think this is our 14th album, I think. And it's hard, it's harder to write songs, it's harder to find good songs. So yeah, we're definitely nervously excited about it, and because it costs a lot of money, and it's really hard to get your money back in today's industry.
We were rocking on the water, making things a little harder back in Newfoundland.
It's a reason to tour. It's a reason to go back to places, instead of we're coming back with new music. We're coming back with, something that's, because, you can only go back so many times, right? Doing the same thing, so you want to change it up.
Back to the ocean, back to those memories again.
Everybody wants us to do a greatest hits album, and in our opinion, greatest hits albums are for bands that don't play anymore or
are about to give it up.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not there.
Myself and Chris were doing solo acts at Aaron's Pub. Ralph had us double booked, Ralph O'Brien, who owned the pub at the time. Ralph said, I'm not sending either of you home till you guys get up on stage and see how it works out.
I do remember thinking, he's really good, but I don't like the same type of music he does. But I think after we did it once or twice, I realized that, hey, this is a good blend that people could enjoy, and it covers a lot more people. So when you take a small niche that's traditional music and you open it up a little bit again, well, that's more people you can get to. I ran into Blair. I ran into Blair. This is the illustrious, beautiful setup of George Street Festival. As you can see, they desperately need a new stage. Desperately. Because this is where you can either hang out here before a show, or you have to go all the way over there to a green room, which is Tangley. This is our 18th time headlining George Street Festival tonight. So we're sort of used to this room, so why change now?
How are you guys doing tonight? Good. Happy George Street Festival! Who are you guys here to see?
Shanny Canuck.
Shanny Canuck, right on.
Came all the way from Toronto to see him.
Who are you guys here to see tonight?
Shanny Canuck. Well, the whole three bands, yeah.
But Shanny is a little special favorite.
Yeah. I like them.
Yeah, Chris Andrews, I think, has a great voice, excellent accordion. All the musicians are good. Music, it really comes from their heart. They just seem to really love it and live it.
I just like them, everything about them actually, all their music and everything.
Have you been a fan for a while?
I've been a fan a long time, ever since they've been around.
Who are you guys here to see?
Shani Ganuk.
Shani Ganuk.
But everyone. Yeah, everyone. But mostly Shani Ganuk. Yeah, mostly Shani.
You know, every couple of years we'll talk and we'll say, you know, what do you think? You know, and it's still good. And as long as people still want it and you know, they're enjoying it and we can give it to them, I think we're going to go on.
How are y'all doing tonight? We love what we're fighting for, home boys home. I believe the time's right. I believe we won't go wrong. Words like can't and never, they won't be around for long.
You know, we're 25 years in and with no offense to all the other wonderful musicians who play with us, but this is definitely the best Shani Ganuk.
Oh, absolutely.
We're playing the
This
best
is probably
ever.
the tightest band that we've had behind us in a long time.
A lot of times when bands get older, they get lazier, but we're getting tighter. So we still think we're going that way.
So why would you give it up? Really? You know,
Something you enjoy doing, and everybody else enjoys you doing it.
Do you feel emotional about this anniversary, or what does make you feel?
Halfway there. Honest to God, I think 50 years in this band will be long enough. Year 51, I'm out.
And remember, you can watch Here and Now and stories like that one on the go. We're broadcasting live on YouTube. You can also catch past episodes on demand. Just go to YouTube and subscribe to CBC NL. And if you've got a smart TV, you can find us on the CBC Gem.
Last day at the farmers market.
Serving up her final customers. Coming up, you won't see Zainab Jarrett at the St. John's Farmers Market anymore. Welcome back to Here Now. Well, we're going to head back to the legislature where politicians were back at it today in their seats. And as we said earlier, questions about millions of farmed salmon dying on the south coast pretty much dominated the day. After question period, Fisheries Minister Gerry Byrne spoke with reporters. And here's some of what he had to say, starting with Mr. Byrne explaining why the international head of MOE is coming to the province this week.
There's been a serious issue that impacted Northern Harvest, which is owned by Maui International. I asked the CEO to come here under difficult circumstances when it was revealed that his company, the company that he's responsible for, failed to disclose to the provincial government of Newfoundland and Labrador certain events, certain information that they had, which they were required to provide to us as a condition of license. They were required to provide proactive disclosure about events. They failed to do that, and now as a result, we suspended licenses. I'm the very first minister in the history of aquaculture, organized aquaculture activity in Newfoundland and Labrador, ever to provide, to the best of my knowledge, a sanction against an aquaculture company, and I did so by suspending 10 licenses. That will be a significant focus of the conversation, but the message that I want to send to the President, to the CEO of Maui, is that this province, the people who own the resources of this province, expect all those who we share those resources with to behave responsibly and effectively manage those resources for the public good, and that includes our aquaculture resources. And I anticipate that that message will be well received.
At one point during the die-off, Mr. Byrne, you said worst case scenario 2 million fish. Then you found out it was 2.6 million. Did the company deceive you?
They did fail to disclose. The word deception implies an intentional act to not to disclose. I cannot, at this point in time, have a considered opinion about what I know to be true. Is that they had information, they did not disclose it. What the reasons for that are immaterial to me. But you didn't know. You didn't know what you were talking. You didn't know what you were talking about because of what they didn't tell you. They made you appear foolish. I'm assuming you're calling the CEO here to reckon with. I'm calling the CEO here so that we can discuss the future of the company here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm calling the CEO of the company here so that we can have a back and forth as to how we expect this company to behave, that we expect them to follow the rules. We could get into a broader discussion about whether or not I should have known when there was no way for me to know at that particular point in time. But what I would say, if you were to ask me that question, the result of an investigation is to find those details. Part of that investigation is to continue to not only do our own work, but as well to communicate with the company to find out what they know. And through the result of an active investigation, part of that was that disclosure. And so in other words, the investigation did its job.
Well, another story now, and this is a first. A Memorial University professor was awarded one of Russia's top honors today in Moscow. That's John Stuart Durant receiving Russia's Order of Friendship from President Vladimir Putin. It's for his work as honorary consul to Russia on Canada's East Coast. It's an apolitical role that ranges from helping visiting Russian hockey players when they're here to taking Russian officials on tours of Atlantic Canada and arranging Canadian student exchanges in Russia. Well, Canada's relations with Moscow have been strained over human rights and Russia's annexation of Crimea. But today, Durant said that's all the more reason for dialogue with our northern neighbor.
Share the Arctic. It's our mutual backyard, let's say. You can build fences higher and higher and not deal with people across the other side of the fence. If you want to get anywhere and reach resolutions, I think better talk and look for aspects of our relationship in our neighborhood that connect us rather than what's going to be divisive. I think that's common sense.
Well, to another Memorial professor now. After 11 years behind the counter, a longtime vendor at the St. John's Farmers Market is packing up her station. Zainab Jarrett has been with the market since its inception in 2008, and that's not all. As I mentioned, she taught folklore at Memorial University, Jarrett also had a store in St. John's specializing in African wares, and at the St. John's Farmers Market, she ran the multi-ethnic food kitchen. Well, while you won't see Jarrett serving the weekend crowds anymore, she's not stepping away entirely. Here now, Jeremy Eaton has her story.
Half scoop, right, of noodle.
Zainab Jarrett spent Saturday serving up food and saying goodbye to longtime friends and customers.
Well, it's special because this is my last day at the farmers market.
Jarrett began as a vendor in June of 2008, moving with the market as it continued to expand and grow over the years.
Actually, people don't know this, or some people, but it started at the Masonic Temple. We used to be there, and then sometimes if there were events, they will move us to maybe a hall downtown. I remember we've been to several halls downtown that I don't even remember the names.
The St. John's Farmers Market has a permanent home in a recently refurbished Metrobus building. As the market grew, so too did Jarrett's menu.
I've learned to cook international food just by interacting with my new immigrants or with the vendors who are from different countries. And of course, I've grown as a person, and it's been amazing, really. I am really blessed.
Jarrett's Farmers Market farewell filled the Nigerian-born woman with mixed emotions.
To be honest with you, it's a relief because it's a lot of work, sleepless nights and sleepless days. So I'm happy that I'm retiring, but in a way I'm kind of emotional because I will miss my friends.
Friends like fellow vendor Reva McKee.
Well, I came to get my lunch, as I usually do, and I just wondered why she was retiring. She said she's not getting younger, but then none of us are. But she's a wonderful lady, a bright spark we're going to miss here very much.
Jarrett will continue to cook, catering for businesses and events. She also has a number of jobs to keep her busy.
I'll be doing the Tombolo Multicultural Festival, and then the We Care Foundation will continue. We will continue to do our humanitarian work in northeastern Nigeria.
But next Saturday, Jarrett's food will be missing, something the farmers market hasn't seen since it started. Jeremy Eaton, CBC News, St. John's.
It's a nice story, right? And also makes you a little hungry looking at all that fantastic
It does.
food.
I've had that food before. It's really good. Yeah.
Folklore professor. It is a lot of work, though,
Married
working in
a
the food industry.
Newfoundlander.
Yep.
Yep.
Therefore, must stay here
Yes.
forever.
Congratulations.
I've seen that movie.
I haven't seen an MB Power envelope arrive in my mailbox for 15 years.
15 years without a power bill. But if you think this New Brunswick woman is roughing it, you're way off. Her story and her hot tub next. Well, I already mentioned what a beautiful day it was here today, and then you sort of said a little bit more of that, and then a bit of change coming, so I don't know where you want to start.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be nice, but then some messy weather is going to be rolling in for the next few days. Some rain, some snow, and some wind. So let's just start with tomorrow, shall we? It's going to be great on the island, 9 degrees in the St. John's area with light winds, lots of sunshine through central and on the west coast. Looking at a nice day there as well. For Labrador, cooler, but lots of sunshine in the southeastern portion of Labrador. A chance of some flurries in Nain and some flurries in Labrador City, looking at about 2 centimeters expected there tomorrow. So this is where things take a turn Tuesday evening into a Wednesday. You can see the system pushing through on the western portion of the island. Some heavy rain we're looking at for the west coast, particularly for the southwest coast of the island, as well as some showers for Labrador and some flurries for northern Labrador. St. John's and the east won't see this until later in the day. We're looking at about 5 o'clock, so later in the afternoon is when we should feel the effects of that. But as I say, the southwest coast looking at the highest amounts. This could change, but right now looking at between 25 and 40 millimeters of rain. Could even be a little bit more for the southeast coast, for the Port aux Basques area. Winds very high there as well. The rest of the island looking at about 5 to 15 millimeters of rain, as well as for Labrador. But temperatures bump up a little bit, and the wind also ramps up a bit for sure. And so then as we move into Thursday morning, this could be the first time that we're going to see some accumulation of snow for the west coast. A snow squall setup is looking like that may happen for the west coast, with some strong winds and those flurries sticking around throughout the day. For Labrador City as well, and for the coast. So these are the winds. This is Thursday overnight, 1 a.m. So you can see Stephenville, Port aux Basques, 85 kilometers an hour, and that's going to stay pretty strong throughout the day. Looking at some high winds as well for Nain and Makkovik. Pretty much everyone looking at some stronger winds on Thursday. So Friday morning could see some rain for the east and more flurries for Labrador, and things get messy again on Friday evening with more rain, more snow pushing through for the west coast of the island, as well as for coastal Labrador. So 5-day forecast, 11 degrees for Wednesday with those heavier showers, clearing off on Thursday, 5 degrees. And so Friday afternoon looking at some showers, and then messy on Saturday. But temperatures staying above zero, at least for central areas. Looking at some showers for Friday as well, and then that chance of some flurries for Saturday. 2 degrees as the high on Saturday. So looking like the weekend is shaping up to be a little bit messy. And for the west coast, looking at a stretch of flurries there, and that mix on Thursday of showers and flurries. And for eastern Labrador, Friday dipping down below the freezing mark, -1 with some sunshine, and some flurries on Saturday, -3 as the high there. And for western Labrador, Friday looking chilly but clear, and some cloud cover moving in on Saturday, and -8 as the high. So that's your forecast. Anthony, back to you.
Thanks, Carolyn. In international climate news, don't complain about anything that the air or weather is like here. Have you seen what's happening in India? Dense air pollution making it difficult for people to breathe in India's capital.
I just arrived yesterday, and this is when I got me this mask, because it's just not possible to breathe without.
Outdoor exposure has led to reports of respiratory problems as well as stinging eyes. The government has declared a public health emergency, has ordered the schools closed, and all construction has halted. The smog has caused flight delays and cancellations at the city's international airport. A U.S. measure for the air quality index suggests the pollution is harsh enough to aggravate heart and lung disease and even lead to death for the elderly or the sick. New Delhi typically endures severe or hazardous air pollution from October to December. Well, back here in Atlantic Canada, many people in the Maritimes spent their weekend in the dark. This after last week's windstorm knocked out power in thousands and thousands of homes. But for one New Brunswick woman, power problems haven't been a concern for her for, well, 15 years. CBC's Gary Moore with that story.
Wendy Keats fires up her hot tub. Now, this isn't your typical plastic molded luxury. It's a custom-built cedar barrel fueled by a wood stove. It gets so hot, it's earned the name Keats Cauldron. It seats 13 people, and the best part? It doesn't make any noise.
It's so nice just to sit there, listen to the fire crackling under the stars with no noise whatsoever.
Nestled along the Petitcodiac River near Salisbury, Keats enjoys a quiet life unplugged. But when she made the decision to cut ties with NB Power nearly 15 years ago, she was a pioneer. And she's the first to admit she made mistakes.
Oh, wrong size system, not understanding how batteries work, ruined my first set of batteries, really not understanding, I think, and so therefore not being able to do the best job that you can with the equipment that you've got for a while. But this little meter.
But Keats stuck with it and is now a bit of a trailblazer for people looking to make a similar move.
Oh, it's very viable now, much more, I think, than it was when I went off the grid.
The Keats homestead is powered by solar panels and heated by south-facing windows and a wood stove. And she has an on-demand hot water system.
Minutes a day that people tend to use.
Wendy continues to renovate her 2,000 square foot home, adding a guest room and an office. But the biggest payoff?
I haven't seen an NB Power envelope arrive in my mailbox for 15 years now, so that's pretty cool.
Keats says she spends about $1,200 a year for wood and propane and laughs at the thought of ever reconnecting to the grid. Gary Moore, CBC News, Salisbury.
Well, look at this stunning viewer photo. A beautiful sunrise, waves crashing against the beach. I'll let you know where this photo was taken after the break.
All right, wind down the show with something, well, you judge for yourselves. There's watching out for wild weekend drivers, and then there is this.
Yes, today police in Ontario are investigating after a group of stunt drivers stopped traffic on a major highway.
Yeah, check that out. The video shared over the weekend, a driver can be seen doing donuts in the middle of an 8-lane highway in Toronto.
Wow, a bit of Fast and Furious going on there. The video also shows a long line of stopped traffic as well as several onlookers recording the stunt.
Yeah, if you can believe it, all happened near Toronto's Pearson's International Airport. That is a very, very busy stretch of highway when the 417 connects up there. What were they thinking?
I don't know. It's so dangerous.
Whoa.
I wonder if they're going to get caught.
Well, at least they left evidence, right? So, yeah.
For sure. Similar thing happened, remember, on Kenmount Road? There was a guy doing donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he move to Toronto?
I don't remember.
Anyway. Take a look at the photo.
Yes, what a great shot this is. This was sent in by someone who sends us lots of beautiful shots, but it was taken here.
Northern Bay Sands. You know, now they can see it, you get kind of distracted because of the stop action on the water, but it's definitely there. I can see it now.
Yes, thank
Gorgeous
you,
spot.
Eugene Howell, for sending that gorgeous photo in. And if you have a photo you would like to see on the news, send it to us through email at nlphotos@cbc.ca.
All right, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you
I
too.
don't think we've done the news weather thing in a while.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. Also, I want to thank people who showed up at the Terra Nova Granny Scrabble tournament at the Lantern St. John's. I think it was the biggest crowd we've had.
I love that they have grannies in there.
Yes, they have a mug that says Granny Power too, which they gave me one. I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but yeah, there was a fantastic word worth 185 points.
What was it?
Plodding, but it was spelled for you Scrabble geeks. It was spelled across 2 triples at the top, so it's 3 times 3, right? So triple, and then you triple that.
Wow,
so
what
it's a standing
happens?
ovation.
Oh, there you just answered my question. I'm like, do people cheer when you...
They do. Anyhow, it was a lot of fun, and all money for a great cause, and thanks to so many of you for coming out. It was a beautiful day, so I was afraid people were going to stay away, but no, best crowd ever. So we'll see you in April or May, I think is the next one.
Great.
Yeah, so keep it going.
Sounds like fun.
Have a great night.
For some people. Good night, everyone.
I'll convince her.